Okay, getting set up. Just started recording, going live in about a minute. Alright, all my tests are showing, so we're good there. I should be able to see, our chat should be able to see itself. I'll have to change that back to white when I finish the stream today. That is going to be annoying for other games that I play. Ooh, I should do a Subnautica stream. I like Subnautica. Okay. Sub 1 minute. Let's go ahead and do it now. There we go. Let's double check and make sure. Okay. Okay, hey everybody. I have 0 people watching me now, and that is okay. I am playing an obscenely obscure game called Art of Rally. I did research yesterday and found out that I am potentially going to be the only person on the planet streaming this today. So that either means no one cares or I have cornered the market. We'll find out. But I really like this game. It has a cool art style. The soundtrack, as you can hear, is just spectacular. Like, this is the best soundtrack in almost any racing game. There's a couple others that are pretty good, but like, a couple of the Forzas have really good soundtracks. But Gran Turismo as well always shows up. But like, for what it's meant to be, this game's soundtrack is just awesome. It makes you really want to drive fast and have fun. It's really cool. So welcome to my unemployment stream. Today we're going to play Art of Rally very badly. I thought I would start like on one of the early careers and then kind of just work my way up throughout the stream. You know, and just kind of see like, you know, how I feel, and if I'm feeling good, I'll start working my way up to harder and harder rallies with faster and faster cars. So we're going to do AI difficulty of skilled. It does take some extra work to beat these guys. Damage level, default, heavy, severe. I think we'll keep it in default because it can be a little bit forgiving. We're going to use this car, which is one of my favorites. It's a V4. It's front-wheel drive. It's based off of the Lancia Fulvia, which was a super famous rally car back in the day. The earlier days of rallying, and I just, you know, it's Italian, and Italian cars are cool. Now let's see if I can actually race while streaming. This car is front-wheel drive, which gives it a little bit of an advantage in certain scenarios. Like, there are certain times where you want to have rear-wheel drive because it helps you point the nose into the corner a little bit better. But the front-wheel drive nature of this car makes it a little bit more predictable. Having a little bit of understeer, which is where the front end slides rather than the back end, really helps you, like, just dial a corner in. And if you're slow in and then gently throttle it on the way out, it's nice. Front-wheel drive cars typically have tons of their weight over the front end too, so as you're braking into the corner, you can trail brake and just bring the nose right up to the apex. I'm a bit nerdy when it comes to cars, especially classic cars and just older forms of racing. So this is kind of a stream just for me to be nerd out on a game that I really enjoy. Full disclosure, I practiced a bit yesterday because I was very rusty and I didn't want anyone to see me being absolute, like, hot garbage. I was off at, like, every turn. Yeah, I was like terrified when I started playing yesterday in the afternoon because I was like, oh my god, I already put this on my schedule and everyone's gonna see how much I suck at it. Though so far, I mean, today's not bad. I haven't had to respawn yet today. I wonder if like talking about it helps you focus on something. That's interesting. I wonder if there's studies on that. I don't expect this to be a mega popular stream today. I was playing a popular game yesterday, BattleBit. Today is, like I said, a stream more for just a game an obscure game I kind of enjoy. Oh, coffee is good. But yeah, second place isn't bad. Okay, so this stage you get to race across an ice lake that's covered in snow. Or ice lake, a frozen over lake that's covered in snow. This stage can be really hard. If you make like a mistake through a series of corners, this is one of those stages that tends to punish you down the road if you don't take the time to get back online and get your momentum right early. If you continue driving after a mistake and without taking the time to correct it, this stage tends to make those mistakes compound. Alright, here we go. Now, the last stage had a lot of gravel. This one's snow. Snow can sneak up on you. Front-wheel drive on a car like this is a little bit more forgiving, but it can really sneak up on you if you come into a corner too quickly. It can be, like, really tempting to just fly over those jumps, but when you're not on, it seems it seems intuitive when you think about it, but it is a mistake people make. When you're not on the ground, you have no control and you cannot accelerate or brake. You see that a lot in, like, Trackmania. I've gone down that rabbit hole. If you like racing, I think anybody who likes racing games and, like, certain types of racing games, especially time trials and stuff, goes down that hole eventually where they, like, look up Trackmania record videos and stuff, and one thing you'll see is jumps are only good if they're shortcuts. If you're on the track, you don't really want to spend any more time in the air than you have to, because that means you're not accelerating, or braking, or turning, And leave it a gear up, and then I'll downshift on this next one. When you start with these low-power cars, one of the biggest things that you're kind of going for is just being smooth. When you get up to the high-power stuff, yeah, you're going sideways basically on every corner. But when you start at the beginning of this game, lower-power vehicles, the game kind of trains you to drive smoothly and maintain your momentum more than anything. You have so little power that you don't really want to do anything hyper wacky. You just want to gently kind of move the car down the road. Like sliding coming into a turn like that with front wheel drive and letting the rear slide out. You know, on a front wheel drive car, unless you're using like the parking brake or anything, you know, the handbrake to do turns or anything, the rear is kind of along for the ride, but you want it to have some grip because it, you know, it prevents the front wheels from kind of going all over the place. But the rear will slide if you brake really, really hard into a corner and unload the back end, like that. And that can be good for getting the nose pointed out of the corner. So there we go. Stage results 1, rally results 2. All right, I'm doing way better than I thought I would today. All right. Okay. Yep, figured. No one's, like I said, no one's probably going to watch this stream, but it's good to, even if no one's watching a stream, it's good to keep it up and get good at doing it. That's what I tell myself, at least. Let's go up to Group 3. Group 3 is... I'm doing these rallies near the beginning because these are a little more short. So I'm just trying to work my way back up to being, like, you know, good at the game quickly. So we'll start this. Let's go with Skilled AI difficulty, Damage Level Default. Now, when you get into here, you get... This was when Rally started getting serious. You have cars like this. This is based off of a Ferrari 308. That's right. There was a time which privateer teams used Ferraris for rallying. You have a Porsche 911. This is with the Dakar kind of setup. So you have the big brush guard and the tire strapped to the top. This is a Citroën, I believe. Citroën is like the weirdest company. Like they're very, like, you think about the French avant-garde style of art, and they're basically that, but a car company. I have no idea where this car comes from. Pretty cool, though. I don't know what flag that is. Like, I'm good with geography, I'm terrible with flags. Another car. All right, yeah, the Japanese started getting involved in kind of this era of rallying. So you have this is basically a 240Z that is set up for rallying. So your choice here is, and of course, La Wedge. This is like the famous Lancia Stratos rally car, which used a mid-mounted Ferrari V6. This thing is actually kind of hard to drive in this game. It's awesome for a super tight, super technical like rally course. If you're on tarmac or something with grip, you get this thing off grip and it gets terrible to drive. The wheelbase is just so short. Ooh, I've really had fun driving the rotary a couple of times. Another Italian car. I really like Italian cars. I have a thing. I have a problem. All right, we're going Italian. We're gonna keep it. Oh, we're going. See, I'm glad I chose that because it's randomized, so I didn't know what we were gonna do. If I'd have chosen the shorter wheelbase Italian car, you guys would have gotten to see a disaster. Now I've got to readapt to actually having rear-wheel drive here on snow. So I'm going to cut a couple of these corners probably very tight and give myself plenty of room to accelerate out, especially in case I start going sideways. Which, honestly, not really my goal, he says as he goes sideways. Crap. I feel like on this snow course, it really, especially in these early cars, rewards you for keeping it tight. Like, you want to keep the course really tight, you know? You don't want to, like, fly around the corner, pin block style, you know, the car absolutely and utterly, like, you know, boost, you know, sliding out to the moon. Like, if the car naturally slides, that's fine, and you can hold it. You can give it just a little bit of, you know... sorry, you can give it just a little bit of counter lock and hold it. But I'm pretty gun-shy on snow, because I did these stages, or this area, a couple of times yesterday, and it was a disaster. I was all over the place. Like, I could not get the car to stick. So this was the 70s too. It's very interesting to think about that. Like, this was a Ferrari V8 with, like, what, 230 horsepower? The emissions laws in the 70s, like, the car companies really had no idea how to get around them. Like, when they switched over to unleaded gasoline, like, car companies lost their minds. Catalytic converters, too. That's the reason you were getting Mustangs and stuff that made, like, 150 horsepower out of, like, a V8. You know, because there was just the engineers at these companies hadn't figured out yet how to make power with all of the emissions stuff that was being used on cars. Exhausts were pretty restrictive. In Europe, the answer for a lot of companies was actually to switch to turbos. But Ferrari's always had, like, a really interesting relationship with turbos because they don't really like to do it, especially not on their V12s. But if they have to on a V8, they will. Like, famously, the F40 was a twin-turbo car. Funnily enough, Mr. Ferrari, Enzo, was not really big into building fast road cars. He actually really liked building, like, GT cars, Grand Tours, cars that had plenty of power, but were very luxurious and comfortable. Something that you could, you know, put the wife and kids, you know, in the car, a couple of suitcases, and road trip down to the French Riviera, you know, over the weekend. Those are the types of cars he actually really liked. It's actually very interesting. On the extremely rare cases that Ferrari drove himself, he would drive, he would drive Ferrari GT cars, kind of, you know, slow cars that could go fast, but cars that were also very happy kind of puttering along. very interestingly, too, Mr. Ferrari, the last one of Ferrari's cars that he ever personally drove and gave his blessing to, though, was the F40, which is about as opposite to a slow, lumpy GT car as you can get. Yeah, Mr. Ferrari was a really interesting guy. Curious fellow. For anybody who hasn't seen it, I actually really strongly, how do I put this? I really strongly suggest watching Ford versus Ferrari. Enzo Ferrari doesn't have a lot of lines in the movie, the guy who plays him, but what lines he does have really kind of, they really kind of give you a quick idea. His lines and his behavior really give you an idea of who Ferrari was as a person. He was kind of an ornery old dude. I mean, it makes sense because, like, you know, guys like that they're artistes. You know, they tend to be the types of people that, how do I put this? That want it their way. It's very interesting. There is an Italian company called Pagani, and if you hear Horatio Pagani talk, he is very similar to that. Though I believe he's Argentinian. Now that I'm on gravel, I can go a fair bit more aggressively. The grip is more predictable, so I can really, like, let the motor sing coming out of corners and slide a bit. Too low of a gear on that corner. When you get later cars and you have more gears, you have like 5 and 6 speed gearboxes. It's a little more easy because you're more often than not in the perfect gear. With the 4-speed gearbox, you kinda, well, I think this might be 5-speed. I think the gears are just really tall. You kind of are always above and below where exactly you want to be, especially for a slide. Interesting about this game, the graphics are a bit cartoony. You know, it very much feels like a, you know, kind of like the old Micro Machines games, but the driving model is extremely good. Like, this is one of the better rally driving models I've ever played. Just in its consistency and definitely how the cars feel, like how they react compared from one to another. It's a pretty solid driving model. Fun fact, this game's done by Fun Selector. I think Fun Selector is like one guy. So if you're definitely into racing and you're seeing this on VOD, because I'm pretty sure no one's watching right now, go give that guy some love. Like, this game is not very expensive and it is worth the money. There's actually another game that is based on rallying that is like totally opposite of this. It's called My Summer Car. And My Summer Car is like, how do I put this? My Summer Car is basically an exercise in frustration. The story of the game is that your parents leave for the summer and basically leave you to fend for yourself and rebuild an old car, and then you can take it rallying in like a local rally, because this takes place in Finland, and in Finland, like, everybody apparently drives like crazy. If whoa, sorry, hiccup. If you drive. 5th place isn't that bad. I'll take it. Like I said, I'm really just working my way up through these things to practice up and get good at it. All right, Group 4 is where things start to get wacky. We'll grab this one again. Yes. Okay. Group 4 is where you start getting real power. You can see this first car, inline 4, turbocharged, 320 horsepower, rear-wheel drive. This was still in the era where there were a lot of rear-wheel drive cars. This is a Citroën. Citroën, once again, went... Or no, this is a Renault. My apologies. This is a Renault. And Renault, being French, went nuts on their cars. I believe this was the... Man, I do not remember this, but it was like the Renault 5 Turbo 2 or something like this. But it has one of the best and coolest wide-body kits in existence on it. BMW, of course. Volvo did its fair share of rallying at this time. And here is the Germans. This is the BMW M1. It has one of the coolest paint jobs in the game. But yeah, you can get it with a lot of cool 80s themed paint jobs. I have done rallies in this one. It is... Oh, I haven't, actually. Oh, maybe one of these days. I think I'm going to keep it Italian, if the Italian cars. This is the Cosa. This is the Ford Sierra Cosworth. IRL, that's what it's called. And these cars were, like, famous. Like, the people who still have these hold on to them like crazy. These are still hugely popular cars to drive. The original. You have to complete 1995 in career mode, but this is, of course, the venerable Toyota Corolla AE86. Kumi's car. So 1995 season. I might go work my way up to that, and if we have time today, I might try to do the 1995 season and see if I can unlock the AE86. All right, we're gonna go with the Longana because I'm pretty experienced with this one. Once again, keeping it Italian. Inline 4, 320 horsepower. I like how the creator of this game too puts these nice little things in here, like these little joking things about how some of these cars were probably created. You know. One Christmas morning in Italy, a Pandero, sweet cake, arrived at the door of the engineer designing a Longana. When the family began to eat it, they found a turbocharger hidden inside the cake, which resulted in the idea, why not put one in the car? Thus, the first Italian production car with a turbo was born. Hilarious. So we'll take this one out. Oh, it's Germany. Germany is going to be great for me because Germany has a lot of tarmac. And this car is a weapon on the tarmac. But I believe... Okay, tarmac. 7.6 miles. Here we go. So tarmac is mostly about trying to keep it tight. You want to keep the front and rear wheels as much as you can in line, which given that these cars are tuned to slide on gravel or loose surfaces can sometimes make this a bit challenging. But the key is to get out of the corner and maximize your straightaway. He says as he's missing sheds. Kind of have to reorient your brake or your mind when it comes to the brakes on these things, especially on tarmac. Whoop! That's what I was trying to avoid. Those things will stop you dead. Dang. Yeah, they're these big, like, rocks sitting at the edge of the road. And it's like, German roads are supposed to be really safe. And I guess the reason is, like, they surround the roads with rocks. So it's like, you know, the price of failure is death. It's very German if you think about it. Alright, now we don't have those things beside us. Now we can get a little crazy. Whoopsie doodle. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We got switchbacks. These are first gear switchbacks. Come on, little car, come on. Oh, that kink is, like, when I first started playing these, that kink is, like, horrific. It screws you up, like, half the time. If you're not looking far enough down the road. Oh, yeah. We put rocks near the borders of the road. Do not crash. Nice little small technical session here. Ah, dang. Almost made it. I mean, the thing you're really trying to do through those technical sections is not put too much power to the ground and lose the rear end. Because in first gear, man, these things, they want to go. Like... Terrible line. Terrible. Come on. Focus, Pooh. Focus. Hey! First place. Woo! That's pretty good. Okay, stage 2. Pakiwila. Reverse. Stage 2 of 4. Really pretty colors. If you have like a nice monitor, this is a really pretty game because it the colors are just so vibrant and kind of, you know, it's like oversaturated, but not in an eye-burning way, just really pretty. The other thing too is if you have a Steam Deck, you have to turn a lot of the settings down, but this game will run all day long on the Steam Deck at some pretty respectable frame rates. So this is a good airplane game. If you're gonna take a game on the airplane, I think this would be a spectacular game for flying. Little tap of the handbrake there, just to get the car to come around on that tight turn. Here we go, yeah! Whoop, dipping a wheel off, but that's alright, we got good momentum going here. Let's see if we can do this in a second. Yeah, there we go, there we go! Straighten out through the jump, onto the brakes, around the corner. Keeping the momentum. Momentum is key. Big jump. First gear, through the crowd. So it seems crazy, but yeah, these days the crowd would like push in around the road to see the car coming and then jump out of the way as the car passed. If you look at old videos from like the Group B era, it was disgusting. Like the fact more people didn't die because people in the crowd did die. Oh shit. People in the crowd did die. Like it was a thing that happened. Here, this game just lets you push them out of the way, but like, yeah, some of the Group B videos are amazing. And terrifying. There were rally drivers and, what is it called, navigators, co-drivers, who traveled with therapists because some of them began to develop symptoms appearing to, like, be PTSD. Because they were driving through crowds of people who were only just barely jumping out of the way of the race car. Hey, what's up, Wow Meme? Yeah, I am playing. Do not force yourself to watch today if you don't want to. I am playing kind of a boring game today. I am doing some rallying. But thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so if you're interested in rallying and unbelievably obscure weird car facts, you have come to the correct place. All right, there we go. All right, I promise I'm not too distracted. I just really like the soundtrack in this game. All right. We are doing the, what is this, 19... Yes, you should. I am just mixing it up a bit. I'm actually thinking about doing potentially Doom Eternal or Subnautica tomorrow. Maybe Cyberpunk. What do you think? I will definitely, eventually, what is it called, loop back to BattleBit, but, you know, variety is the spice of life. The thing is, like, I've been playing Cyberpunk 2.0, I don't have Phantom Liberty yet, but 2.0 has been great. I think part of me has been missing Subnautica. That's such a good game. You know, the only problem is it takes so long, so I'd have to, like, multi-part that one. I've also never played the new Dooms, like the ones Bethesda made, and I've heard they are pretty spectacular. Well, I've heard the first one's good. I've heard mixed reviews on the second one. But let me see what else was I going on about before you popped in? Oh, Subnautica is great. Okay, that kind of wins over for me. I will definitely play some Subnautica tomorrow. Subnautica is like, the thing I really love about it is in the beginning the game is so difficult. Like getting food and fresh water is brutal. But throughout the game, like, you get to a point where you really live in, like, a perfect symbiotic relationship with the planet around you. And when you get to that point, it just feels so good. So yeah, I will get Subnautica set up for tomorrow and give you a good preview. Though you have to play it eventually. It's really good. They made like a Sub-Zero version. I haven't heard a ton about the game. I know it's out and in a finished state, which is like you're in the polar regions of the planet. That's true. It is a game that kind of pushes PCs. Though I think now you can play it on Steam Deck if you turn everything way down. So like, if your computer's more powerful than a Steam Deck, you're good to go. That's actually one of the things I really like about the Steam Deck is it's kind of forced, I think, a lot of game companies to be very realistic about the requirements of their games because everybody wants something that's Steam Deck compatible. Because there's so many of them are selling that now like companies are being like reasonable in allowing you to lower settings and make your game actually playable on lower end PCs. Because like, I'll be honest, like I love Cyberpunk, but like that is a tough game to run and make it look beautiful. Hogwarts Legacy was the same way. You can play it on the Steam Deck, but you can definitely see the difference if you're playing it on a high-end PC versus low-end. But yeah, it's one of those things that I think's actually been really good for the industry, is that with the rise of like not even the Steam Deck, but like what is it, the Asus Ally, companies are being like, all right, we need to make it so if you set things to low, the game still looks pretty. I guess you could say like graphic optimization. Is that true? Yeah, see, I remember seeing the previews of it, and I just never got to play it. I thought about picking it up if it was on, like, super duper sale, but I think before I play Sub-Zero, I definitely want to do a playthrough of the original again, because, like, that game just took my breath away. Like, the story that's there, and, like I said, like, that moment where you actually, factually start surviving instead of just barely hanging on is so satisfying. So yeah, definitely Subnautica tomorrow is going to be the game. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Oh. Maximum speed, going through here. Turn, very gently. There we go. Oh. They actually the team behind Subnautica released a new trailer recently, and it's super duper creepy. So I guess they're working on, like, it looks like honestly they're working on potentially a third installment of the game, which I think looks really cool. Like, it looks like it's going to be not unlike deep sea or play where you can, you know, go deep if you want to. It looks like it might be like exclusively ultra deep sea play, which would be really cool. Like maybe you're on like an abyssal plane or something, which would be really neat. Oh yeah, did you not see this? The trailer is super creepy. Like, it's super creepy. Which is like, you know, I think if they make 3, then they should go do like a different style of game. You know, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself too much. You want to expand and continue to be artistic. But I would be really interested to see what a 3rd installment of the series would look like, because I feel like they're good at it now. Come on. Come on. This is a good run. This one feels really good. I feel like I've got my flow back now. Whew. But yeah, I was saying earlier in the stream before you joined that I actually practiced on this game yesterday because it's not necessarily like riding a bike. This is a skill, this is a defined skill, and you lose it if you don't use it. And I was terrified of looking like garbage today. Alright, I'm getting first place in Group 4 rallies, so let's go up to the next step. Which I think is Group B, maybe? So, Group B, here we go. The best time in the history of all rallying was Group B. Okay, here's the Porsche. This is the Porsche 959. Check Hyena. Where is my Italian car? There we go. Oh, I mean, we gotta use this one. It's not Italian, but it's called the Cosby SR2, but it was a Ford built in England. 4-wheel drive, mid-engine, turbocharged, almost 500 horsepower. Though an Evo version of this car was made that had like 600 something horsepower. It was disgusting. Widely believed this was the car that killed Group B rallying because one of them rolled into a crowd. It was pretty bad. Man, getting a lot of snow stages today on the RNG. Now, in Group B rallying, you kind of have to reprogram your brain. Because things happen much, much faster. You're almost never giving one of these things full throttle. Whoa! And just barely putting a wheel off the road can really mess you up. Getting a little bit quiet on these stages because, like, yeah, the speed that you're going just takes a bit more brain power. Woo! Okay, there we go. Oh my god, that was only 5th place? Ugh. Ugh, I say. But yeah, during the Group B days, one of the biggest problems was that the roads that they were racing these cars on, even though it was a time trial, they just really couldn't support the speed. I mean, there were Formula 1 cars at the time that were making as much horsepower, or, sorry, there were rally cars at the time who were making as much horsepower as Formula 1 cars, which is insane, given that one of them drives on, like, carefully groomed, nice tracks, and the other one was driving on dirt roads and snow and ice. Also, fun fact, WoW meme, I'm actually pretty sure right now I'm the only person on the planet streaming this game. So what happens when you pick something obscure? Tried to do a little Scandinavian flick there, but it did not work out. The Scandinavian flick is a name for a maneuver done on corner entry, where you turn towards the outside of the corner and then flick the front end inward, and that brings the tail around and points you through the corner. Made, popular by the vast number of Scandinavian drivers who've used it throughout rally history. Yeah, Subnautica tomorrow. And then sometime this week, I'll probably come back to the well that is BattleBit, because, I'll be honestly... Okie dokie. Gonna keep talking, because content. But, yeah, I'll probably come back to the well that is BattleBit probably later this week, because, I've actually been playing that when I'm not streaming because I've just been having a lot of fun, and I just got the thermal scope for my AK-15, and that thing has changed the game. Oh, is there really? Oh, okay, that makes me happy. Like, because like when you schedule the stream and put in what game you're gonna stream, it does like it shows, I guess, like, I don't know how you put it, like market research on who else is streaming the game. And when I was building the stream yesterday, it was like no one else on Earth is currently streaming this. That's hilarious. I'm happy to hear that one other person is, because this is, like I said, this is a really good game, and the person who created it deserves love. Alright. Now, yeah, driving across this frozen lake is always really, really fun, but very difficult. I've already done one other run today where I had to drive across it. It's a little bit repetitive today because I've been just trusting the RNG to build my rallies for me, and it keeps giving me Norway. So I've done a lot of snow driving today. Okay, there we go. Woo! So, interestingly, after Group B, this game departs from history a little bit, and takes the different view that if Group B had never ended, there was another higher class of rallying coming afterwards called Group S. And Group S is where rallying, had it happened, would have completely lost the plot. Essentially, rallying, it was going to be Formula 1, but basically off-road. Some of the Group S prototypes that were being made 700 or 800 horsepower. You know, they were using paddle shift transmissions and, you know, complete computer-controlled four-wheel drive and traction control systems. And the I believe it's the FIA who runs World Rallying put a stop to it because they were just like, oh my god, people will not be able to stand near these things. You know, these things are going to crash, people are going to die, and they slowed rallying down a bit. But this game, after this series, takes place, you know, or imagines a fictional world where Group S was allowed to continue. And you had companies like Ferrari, like the F40 was built off of the 288 GTO, like, development program, and the 288 GTO development program was going to be a twin-turbo V8 Ferrari rally car. Like, it was going to be incredible. I think when it comes, you know, as someone who enjoys cars and racing and things like that, I think it would have been really interesting to see. But I think that as a person who, you know, doesn't like the concept of people dying for a sport, Group S would have been an unmitigated disaster. Like, it would have been bad. Alright, one last stage. I'm in second place. Okay, I am learning how to raid people. Like, I don't know how to yet. I need to watch, like, a tutorial on how to do it, but... Like, also, I mean, we'll see. If my stream ends and you're still the only person here, I mean, I'll probably just go watch them for a while. You know, it's, yeah, I need to figure out how to do raids. That's next on the list. This is day 2 of me streaming, so, like... So you just do... Okay. So you just type that into chat, and it basically drops their info into chat for people to go see their video or their stream. I'll figure it out. If I can't do it, and the username. Interesting. Okay, sweet. Yeah. I could rate them with all of my one watchers or viewers. I mean, it'd be a good test to see if I can figure it out. So yeah, when we get towards the end here, I'll try to search them and find who else is doing it, and yeah, see if I can get a raid going and at least learn how to do it. Because that is a nice thing to do from another streamer, from what I've heard. I'm very new to all of this. Okay, cool. So nobody else even has to do anything. You just throw that in chat and it happens. That's pretty cool. That's good to know. Yeah, I have a couple friends who stream, and like I've always been curious about it, and unemployment has left me with a legendary amount of boredom. So I was the other day like, screw it, I'm gonna start streaming and just, you know, use it as a good time to be social and chill, because you know, I'm waiting potentially for a job to start, and you know, when you're kind of just trying to save money and cooped up in the house, things can get a little boring. Yeah, in the future, I definitely want to do some VR chat streaming, too. Because I'm a pretty big... Well, I really enjoy VR. Two wheels, there we go. Sorry, I got quiet again there because every now and then, like, these courses get really technical, and you have to really focus on the car. Oh. Heck yeah, you're at 12? I think I'm at like 40? 30 something? 40? I don't know. I've completely maxed out the AK-15. Like, I've got every attachment for it now. It is my baby. And like, I'm kind of like, oh man, I need to start like actually working on another gun. But it's like, you know, I'm not good, but I feel like I'm way better than I would be with just base attachments on another firearm. Like, I just got the, what is it called? I just got the fuck you attachment, like, where you get the backup sights that have, like, the middle finger and everything. I just got that for that gun. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe today Yeah, I think I might have enough time before I end the stream. I might have to run it a little bit over, but like, I might try to finish the 1995 season in this game, because if I do that, I get to unlock a car. So that was Group B. Let's go up to Group S. Alright. Let's do this one. Run rally 5 stages, because I'm slowly working my way up here. Letting things get faster and faster. And so here you go, Group S. Like, this is based off of the Lancia Delta Integrale, and they basically rebuilt it. Oh my god, canted iron sights change everything. Because then you have the ability to go from, like... Which is weird, like, you get a bunch of different scopes. I literally just keep using the Trichicon, the top one, the ACOG, because, like, it has such good mill dots in it, so it's so fast to acquire a target at long distance and pop a couple rounds out at, like, 200 or 300 yards. And none of the other ones really have good, like, the thermal scope has mill dots, thank god, otherwise I wouldn't use it. Like, mill dots being, you know, those little lines below the crosshair so you can cant it back and fire long distances. I guess that's probably not that big of a deal for, like, a personal defense weapon, like the little submachine guns and stuff like that, but, like, for the big rifles, it's super helpful, because for, like, the AK-15, you know, it's a AK-47 platform that fires 5.56. You can really reach out 200 or 300 yards and still get some hits and some kills. I've also, like, heads up, like, if you want to have some real fun, start figuring out how the RPGs work. Because the RPGs, if you're getting sniped or, like, really pinned down by a group of people who are, like, up firing at you from a window, you can just put an RPG through that window and typically, like, not always, but most of the time you'll either clear the room and kill everybody in it, or they'll move away. They'll abandon that vantage point because they know you've got them sighted in. Like, the RPG is awesome. Ooh, Indonesia. I am terrible at this one. This was one of the downloadable tracks in one of the updates that the creator made, and I really like how technical these courses are, but the road is extremely narrow, so you don't really have a lot of room to get sideways or get crazy. And you're driving on, like, it's like gravel, but it's the grip is very different here. Come on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. One of those courses, like, you spend the whole time almost holding your breath because it's so technical. The big thing that increases the technicality are the elevation changes. They unload and load the suspension of your car, so the amount of grip you have at any given corner changes constantly. Very hard to predict. I mean, you can kind of predict it, but you have to control your speed so you don't unload the suspension too much. Sorry, get really quiet, because these sections are like toughies. Alright, here we go. Back to it. Whew. Oh my god. Yeah, canted sights are nice, and then for my AK-15, I have the little sight that sits right on the top of the gun. Or of the scope, you know, like the little reflex sight. Coffee is good. Get some water here. Alright. Alright, here we go. What class do you play? Like when you're knocking it out in the battle bits? Okay. I've noticed that with the RNG in this game for weather, rain is actually a little bit rare. And so, unfortunately, I haven't gotten to drive it a whole lot. But the big puddles, I know, do change the grip quite a bit when you're going through them. So you have to be careful, especially when you're starting to go sideways around corners when you start to get the power too. Ooh, come on. Get your wheel off that ledge there, but we're good. Ooh, dropped a few frames there. Yeah, for some reason in this game I always get a few dropped frames, and I don't know why. Like, I fiddled with the settings a lot. Sorry, I got quiet again. It's really intense. Oh, whoop! Kind of drop into a flow state after a while. Like, you start looking way, way ahead on the road at the speeds you're going. And letting that kind of guide you. Well, I mean, I know I don't have to apologize. I'm just like, you know, you want the commentary. The commentary is important. Oh, crap. Oh, so you've been playing Medic? Okay. Medic is like... I actually have not played a lot of Medic, but supposedly it is the best way to farm crap loads of XP super quickly, because, you know, everybody dies all the time in that game and they need healing. Also, I tried to drive a tank yesterday on stream, and I, for the life of me, could not figure out how to fire the main gun. Or the machine gun. Like, it showed the controls on the left side, and I kept, like, clicking the controls it said, but it wouldn't shoot. So, I don't know if it was just, like, a bug or something. I'm gonna have to play with it eventually. I might not make it to getting to the 95 season today unless I run this a little bit late. Repairs, auto repair, because I'm a good driver, so there's not a whole lot there. If you do like some of the longer rallies, like repairs, or this longer seasons where you have multiple rallies, repairs do become a thing. But you have to very carefully choose what you're going to repair, because you will beat the car up pretty good. Hairpin, second gear. Do I have the power? Yeah, I have the power. We got the power! I would like to rotate some more racing games into the fray eventually. I just don't own that many racing games. Like, I used to love playing racing games when I was younger. I have a fair number on my Switch, but, like, you know, I don't have a capture card or anything, so... like, I have the original Pod Racer 64 for my Switch, which I consider to be potentially one of the greatest racing games of all time. Like, I spent a lot of my youth playing that game. Oh, well, drove through that fruit stand. Dropping a lot of frames through here. Yeah, that's the one thing about this game is I have done, like, everything in my power to try to figure out how to prevent this game from dropping frames. And it kind of always does. You know, it's very interesting. You only see it through areas where there's like a lot of foliage and light interplay, but it just drops frames here and there. And I feel like with my computer, it definitely should not. I need to put game scope up eventually on here and try to figure out what my latency times are to see if I can find a solution. But, you know, laziness. I just drove through a crowd of people and then into a house, but I finished the stage. Simanka Bay. Simanka Bay? But yeah, you've sold me on it. Tomorrow's gonna be Subnautica. I don't know, I might do that for a couple days and then loop back into BattleBit. It'll just depend on how bored I get, because BattleBit, I'll be honest, is an addiction. It's a severe addiction. Like, I feel like support groups should exist. go! Let's try to finish this rally strong. Okay, there we go. Through those switchbacks, through here, one more switchback to go. Second gear, throttle up. Come on, 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 come on. There we go. Woo! Alright. Now we go into this hill section, which I have been very bad at today. Top there. Through there. Whoa, there we go. Okay. Now we can put the hammer down for just a little bit of time here. Brakes. We don't unload the suspension. Hammer back down. Right there was kind of the danger of having the suspension unload and you'll begin to slide. And it can be hard to regain control until you slow down enough for the car to resettle into the roadway. Come around the corner here. Another second gear corner here. Should have slid that and hit it with some handbrake, but whatevs. Second gear corner. Just basically second gear all the way through here. Tap the brakes through here, across the bridge with the jump. There's the finish line. Second gear, full throttle. Okay, I had to let off there to get around that corner, but that's okay. That was a strong run. Hey, stage results, second place. That was a strong run. All right, I'm pretty pleased with that. I also obviously really like the color scheme on this car. Purple and pink are some of my favorite colors. My actual super duper favorite color is yellow. Hey, what's up? What's going on, Charlotte? So my favorite color in the world is actually yellow, but it doesn't look good. Yellow is a color that just doesn't look good on a whole lot of stuff. So I run a more like pastel, you know, brightly colored color scheme because like it's I don't know, it fits a lot of stuff better. Charlotte, we are playing some Art of Rally today, which is one of my like favorite obscure racing games. And I have committed, if you'd like to come back tomorrow, to playing a bit of Subnautica, which is a somehow comfy yet horrifying game about ocean survival. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with my Group S thing. All right, now the goal here... Oh my god. Okay, that's so many stages. So we're probably not going to get to the 1995 season today, but that's okay. That's okay, because I can play this game again next week on stream, and we'll get through the 1995 season, and then I can get the AE86, which, you know, no racing game is complete until you have that car. Okay, Group A. Yeah, there's my girl, the Delta Integrale from Lancia. Let's see what else we have here. Subaru, Toyota Celica, Lancer Evolution. Ooh, this is a Ford Cosworth. Is this the Sierra? I thought the other one was the Sierra, but whatever. Let's grab 840. thinking, do I want to go Japanese or do I want to go Italian? I gotta stick with my Italian bros. All right. Group A, 1993, Germany. Got about 30 to 40 minutes left. Then I get to go try to fix my one wheel today. I'm very excited because my one wheel I think might have a bad cell, which means I would have to send it back to the manufacturer, which would be a hassle. Or try to find a local shop and repair it, but it's pretty getting harder and harder to repair those things. So the numerous pops you hear on these cars is what's called an anti-lag system. Anti-lag systems are horrifically bad for the turbo, but they sound cool. They essentially dump unburnt fuel into the exhaust where it ignites, pushes through the turbo, and keeps the turbo spooled up, even when you're off throttle. Ooh, dropping a lot of frames now. Try to drive around it here. Now, we'll see if we can drop the frame rate here when I finish this race. Actually, let's see if we can do that now. Options, graphics. Let's bring that down to 60. Let's see if 60 works a little bit better so we don't drop as many frames. Well, that's a bit smoother. It's not quite as noticeable. We're still letting a few of them go. What can you do? I think one of the issues is the game, like when you have the graphics settings turned up, which I have them turned pretty high up, it just struggles to load terrain and textures. Once you get the faster and faster cars, it struggles to load them in front of you. I think also I tried last year, like, running it off DirectX mode, like, not running it on DirectX mode, and that did help a little bit. So, facts about cars. Interestingly enough, Lancia did a dual charger setup on these, some of these Delta Integrales. So, they actually had a supercharger and a turbocharger, and the supercharger would handle boosting the engine at low RPM, and the turbo would kick in at high RPM to give it more linear power. There are basically, I believe, currently no dual charge cars in existence these days, because the system to get them to run is just enormously complicated, and modern turbos are so much better than they used to be that it's kind of eliminated the need for it. Hey, thanks, Wowmeme. Awesome. Yeah, I'll catch up with you later. I'll definitely be playing some Subnautica tomorrow, so definitely drop by if you have the time, okay? And have a good day. Check something. Okay. But yeah, these days, modern turbochargers have like ball bearings and stuff, and they are just way, way, way better at building boost quickly. The efficiencies of modern engines, too, have meant that you don't need quite as big of a turbocharger. So it has a little bit less mass, and therefore spools up a bit quicker. But yeah, back in the day, dual charging was a thing that was being looked at by a lot of companies as a way to build linear power. Oh no! Oh no, okay, that's bad. Come on. I'm actually living up to what the description of this, or the title of this stream was, as I am playing this game very badly now. Oh, those dropped frames are killing me. Okay, second place is not bad. I don't actually think we're probably going to get through the 1993 season today in this game, because a full season, when you get later in the game, takes like a couple of hours to get through. But I'll probably save it and come back to it if I stream this game again. All right. Tarmac. Many of the Italian cars in these games do really shine on tarmac. I, however, am not quite shining on tarmac today. It comes back when I was playing the Group B cars, you kind of have to like reprogram your brain for the speed that you go later in game in this game. Because when you first start, things, you know, it's about flow and keeping your momentum, and later in this game, everything just happens so quickly. Like, it's, you know, brake, gas, downshift, upshift, handbrake, downshift. You know, you are screaming along. You're just keeping the thing on the road with how differently it reacts. Going over some of this stuff is very difficult. Yeah, and you tend to get a bit quiet during a couple of these sections because so much of your brain power just starts getting taken over by just keeping this thing between the white lines. Okay, come on, Phil. Here we go. Up over the top. Speed. Go through these corners. Drop. Hit the brakes. Whoop, whoop. Up. Just barely kissed the wall there. Oh, that was a terrible run. That was terrible. I can't believe I got second on that. That was awful. Had to get some water. All right. Another tarmac stage. Okay, this is good for me. Being on tarmac makes up for vast numbers of my mistakes. Holy frame drop, that man. Come on, come on, come on. Fast, 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 fast. Stay on the throttle. Alright. Tap the handbrake again, go through it. Yep, there we go. Alright, there's the flow. There. Oh, a little bit wide on entry there. It can sometimes be hard because like you're working so quickly to build the line, to build the line for the car, the racing line in your head. And there are so many variables, and every course is a little bit different. So you end up kind of like just making do, I guess I could say, with whatever you enter in. Because sometimes if you make a mistake like 4 corners back, it manifests itself, you know, right now. Alright, first place. Once again, the tarmac is making up for a great number of my mistakes right now. Okay, I think I've got time for maybe one more rally, and then I am going to go and deal with a bunch of stuff today. And then tomorrow, of course, if you're seeing this on VOD, because I think I'm the only person in here right now, but if you're seeing this on VOD, I believe tomorrow I'm going to do some Subnautica, because that's a really good game. Indonesia's like my worst. So as good as I am on tarmac, for some reason, like, Indonesia just gets me every time. Like, this is genuinely, like, my worst potential, like, location in this game. Like, I'm just always bad at it. As you saw earlier. Oh, whoops, sorry about that. Just drove through that person's fruit stand, hit the wall. Now I'm living up to the title of this stream, which is being bad at this game. Alright, gotta focus. Alright, let's focus. Whoop. This stage is probably a loss, but I can probably catch up on the next stage. A lot of power in this little car, and this is very slick terrain. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's kind of hard to determine which gear you want to be in, because you kind of want to be a gear high, because it gives you a little bit of a break on the traction issue. But if you're a gear high, once you actually get the opportunity to put power on the... Oh my god. Once you actually get the opportunity to put power down, you're in the wrong gear. You end up kind of just creeping around these corners. Oh, I killed another fruit stand. These people aren't coming out to see the rally. These are mobs, and they are angry at me for destroying their small villages as I drive through them. Creator of this game needs to have little pitchforks and torches. Like, not racing, I'm running for my life here. Oh my god, that was a terrible stage. How did I get first? I might need to turn the difficulty up. Oh my god. Alright. Hopefully it will not be... It does not appear to be raining. Thank god. I might actually be able to build up some momentum and speed here. I mean, it's crazy compared to when it was wet. Actually having, like, the grip here actually feels amazing now. Coming around the corner. Speed and power, onto the sand. Now I'm starting to feel the flow. There, found some grip that I didn't want. Nice. You gotta focus. Come on, dude. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, power, 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 power. There we go. Okay. There's definitely like a flow state you fall into in these games. I remember when I was younger playing Gran Turismo, and you do these races that were like an hour and a half long, and the time would just fly by because you would enter that flow state that people talk about. Oh, crap. Yeah, you'd enter that flow state and you just sort of go away for a while and focus entirely on the game. And I feel like with a lot of games these days, that can be a difficult state to hit. I think racing games are really one of the things that puts you there. I've heard, like, Souls games and stuff, people talk about entering, like, flow states while they play them. If you're on, like, one of those boss fights that takes, like, 30 minutes to an hour, and you're just completely absorbed in it. Oh. Woo! Because I'm holding my breath through a couple of these. Semenka Bay, stage 3 of 3. I might just have enough time to get through this season before I end the stream today. I don't really have to end the stream. I just, like, you know, I think 2 hours is a good amount of time right now, and especially for a game like this. Like, this is kind of a niche game, but we'll see tomorrow. Like, Subnautica is one of those games you can just, like, fall into, pun not intended, where you just, you know, you just start exploring, and it's kind of like Minecraft, you know, like sometimes you play Minecraft and you look up and it's nighttime. You've burnt an entire day. I don't want to say wasted, but you've burnt a day in the game. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Don't hit any more fruit stands. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Speed and power. Ah. That was probably not very good for the gearbox. These cars do accrue damage if you know, treat them pretty poorly. So I feel like the older cars in the game accrue more damage from earlier rallies, like, because, you know, those cars were very loosely converted for rally. By the time you get to Group A, or the fictional concept of Group A this game towards, these are purpose-built rally cars. They are, you know, they are as fast, you know, as fast can be, and as toughly built as toughly built can be. They're built like a rock, like that old Chevrolet commercial. Oh, terrible. Terrible. How did I get second? Oh my god, I will take second place. I will take second place. That was terrible. Okay. 2 rallies, 5 stages each. Yeah, we might have time to get, like, maybe 1 rally done now. And then I can just, save. Boop. Do I want to stay with the... Yeah, I think we'll stick with the Lancia here. Alright, RNG. Okay, we're gonna do Japan. Japan is really fun. They definitely played up the whole, like, mountain pass thing here, so there are courses that are basically, like, half or even 3/4 switchbacks. So let's do this. And we're on tarmac, which, as you all know, makes up for all my major mistakes. The railings on this bridge are super grippy if you touch them, use a ton of speed like I did there. Okay. Speed. Oh my god, I am just dropping like 1/4 of my frames right now. Okay, coming through here, speed. The one nice thing about tarmac is you really truly can put the power down on some of these higher end rally cars. Like, you spend a lot more time at full throttle rather than partial throttle, because the ground can actually hold the grip. But if you're like me, you run into a rock while giving commentary. Though when the suspension unloads, like it did at the top there, the, what's it called? The, tendency for the cars to snap oversteer where the car, instead of progressively sliding, it just lets go, is a lot higher when the suspension's unloaded on the tarmac. Man, I am losing tons of frames. That is not good. Heads up on that, everybody. And like I said, I've tried to suss out the problem on this game with losing frames. Because I lowered it and locked it at 60 rather than 90 frames a second, and still, lots of frames. Certain maps it just doesn't like. Gonna go off-road a little bit here. Okay, come on. So you'll come up over the hump, suspension will start to unload, and you want to be on the brakes way before that happens, so that you can keep the wheel up on the ground. Pretty cherry blossoms through here. I hate these things. Alright, there we go. And on a lot of rally courses, those are there to, like, on a particularly bad turn, they will put, like, a little chicane like that there to slow you down before you hit the turn, in order to kind of force the drivers to slow down. Because rally drivers are crazy. One of the big rallies that happens in my neck of the woods is the Pikes Peak International hill climb, and like they've often talked about putting railings on the road, and the drivers have often said like don't, because we'll go faster, you know. Like the fear of death is what keeps them going at more reasonable speeds, because yeah, rally drivers are out of their minds. They are crazy people. Mount Haruna. So this one is probably going to be a lot of switchbacks. Let me see if I can drop the graphics quality just a little bit. Quality highest, high. It doesn't make a huge difference. Let's drop the... Let's see if that does anything. I'll turn it down to high and see if we go a little bit smoother. Nope, still dropping tons of frames. That's alright, we'll just push through it. I think that's going to be maybe my last stage of the day. I might be able to fit one more in. Whoops. You can see the switchbacks down below us. Alright, here we go. Takumi style. Oh my god, I'm terrible at this. Well, that looks cooler in my brain. Insert Eurobeat. I need the spirit of Bunta to be with me. That was a huge game for me when I was younger, is going to the arcade and playing the Initial D machines. Like, I had a couple friends and I would go there after school and we would spend, like, what little money we had playing Initial D. Like, I'm probably one of the... I don't know, I wouldn't say I'm one of the only people on the planet, but I am a non-ironic fan of Initial D. I've yet to find someone in my, like, modern life who will sit down and watch it with me, but, you know, that's the goal. Find you someone who will watch Initial D with you. I do think I have someone who would, but, you know. I don't want to force anybody through that. There's a good one. I think I wasn't applying the handbrake for long enough at the corner entry. I don't always use the handbrake on corner entries, you know, like when you really need to get the front to rotate, it's kind of the way. And with these super high horsepower all-wheel drive cars, they tend to oversteer. They tend to oversteer, or understeer out of corners. So you really, before you get on the throttle, want to get the car pointed in the right direction. Because it's really hard to throttle through corners. Unless you're sliding. Ah, gosh, darn it. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the end, so I think I'll probably call it a day there. I'll save and quit to menu. Yes. Okay, I don't think anybody is watching this with me, but if you see this on VOD, thank you so much for the view. I really appreciate it. And to all the people who dropped in today, once again, thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me. Tomorrow, we're going to do Subnautica. Thank you for suffering through me playing this little, like, kind of niche game that's just really big into my, or a really big part of my interests. And yeah, tomorrow we'll go back to a more regularly scheduled, more popular game. So I will see everybody then. Have a great day. And, you know, other positive thing. Take care.